Hi, I'm Jennifer Hatfield, a museum educator at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, and this is Bridging the Gap, a series of digital art engagements. In this segment, we will be looking at Enassamishhinjijweian by Tom Uttech. It'll be helpful to have paper and something to write with to respond to the prompts in the video. Please pause the video to collect what you need. Before we get started discussing this work of art, let's take a few moments to look closely at it. Start by letting your gaze wander around the work of art, taking notice of some of the details, such as the colors the artist is using and objects that you recognize in the painting. Please pause the video to give yourself a few moments to look. This work is taller and wider than the average human, so it's big enough that we might imagine ourselves stepping into this landscape or picture of a natural scene, and actually visiting the setting that Uttech has created. Notice which objects are realistic looking, like the trees, some of the rocks on the ground, and maybe even the water and colors of the sky. Even the frame that the artist made, he often works on a painting and frame at the same time, adds to some of the realistic effects by mimicking or looking like some of the tall trees he has painted, while also paying attention to some things that are not realistic looking, such as the size or scale of some of the animals that he has filled the painting with. Uttech creates landscapes that aren't real places, but instead, he paints until it looks like a place he'd really like to be. Pause for a moment as you prepare for a writing activity, where you will think about a place you would like to be, thinking about what the setting would look like, what types of living things would fill the space, and when you're ready, write about this place. Using figurative language, describe the place, trying to have a variety of literary techniques. Metaphors, similes, alliteration, hyperbole, allegory, any ones that you can think of. In that activity, you were very thoughtful about the words that you chose, and Uttech is just as meaningful in how he titles the work. He chooses words from the Ojibwe language, which is spoken by the Ojibwe tribe that can traditionally be found in the northern United States and Canada. It adds to the mystery of the places he creates, much like the creatures he fills the spaces with. Now we are going to look closer at the living things, mammals, birds, and insects that Uttech filled this painting with. He is a conservationist, or someone who not only respects nature, but wants to protect and care for it. One of the ways to check the health of an area is to do a count of the living things found in that area. For this last activity, you will need paper and scissors, as you are going to make your own frame just as the artist makes his. And you're going to use that small frame to look at the painting closer and make a count sheet of all the different types of creatures, those mammals, the warm-blooded vertebrates that have hair or fur, birds, warm-blooded vertebrates that are able to fly, and those insects, the small invertebrates with 6 legs and 1 or 2 sets of wings. So first, cut out a small 6x6 square and then a smaller square inside that. You can decorate the frame like the artist does if you wish, and this will be your viewfinder. Now for your count sheet, if you're younger kids, you will just keep a list of as many different creatures as you can find. For those older kids, group or classify into categories and then tally or find as many as we can. Thank you for watching. This has been Bridging the Gap from Crystal Bridges.